This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs. Toby, I have a question for you.
Sure, hit me.
Do you know how crows stick together?
I know.
Come on, Toby, I know you got this one. I know you've got this one.
No, how do crows stick together?
It's Velcro. I mean, come on.
That's
right.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful.
Do you know what birds are always out of breath, Toby?
I don't know.
It would be a puffin.
These are getting better and better.
As we get started, Toby, I just want to give you a toucan of my appreciation because you know what? Owl always love you.
You know what? Oh, my God.
Us birds of a feather need to stick together. So
you are robbing the people of their time and patience. Okay.
Oh, Robin, I get it. I see what you did there.
Come on, work with me.
I'm sorry. That was real good. Thank you. We're going to be here all week.
Yep.
Doing bad bird jokes.
Terrible jokes. Terrible.
Buckle up. Do you want to kick off the episode appropriately and tell the people what we're going to be chatting about today?
Well, here today on our podcast, on this episode of Riffs on Riffs, we're talking about the one, the only, the phenom, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish and her single, Birds of a Feather. A song that we both really, really enjoy, and a song, and it's just full of conversation and so many different things that we can talk about with this song and the lyrics and the musicality and her voice and her history, discography. I mean, where do you want to start? I mean, there's so much in here. There's a lot of meat on the bone, is what I'm trying to say.
So I always take show notes before these episodes, and usually they will fit on my big monitor so that I can just export them and stare at them. I got a lot of scrolling on this one, Tobe, so I don't even know where to start because there's so much good stuff when you get to Billie Eilish. This is something that I did not know until today. She had 7 Grammys before she was 18. That is insane.
What is interesting, we were just before we started recording, our producer, Chris, was talking about how phenomenal Stevie Wonder's career is and how many hits that man had before the age of 30. Now, in no way am I trying to compare Billie Eilish with Stevie Wonder. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, for someone so young, she's accomplished a lot. A total of 9 Grammys, if memory serves me correct. And Bad Guy single was the first single to hit the Billboard Hot 100 by someone born in the 21st century.
Really?
Okay. Yes. That's how bad she is. And I don't mean bad meaning bad. I mean bad meaning good.
Right.
So let's get into this song, though, right?
Yeah.
This is, Birds of a Feather. I mean, I think a lot of people know about Billie Eilish. They probably have heard several of her songs. But this song right now is super popular. It's being played on the radio. I remember watching the Olympics, and I remember them having, having that song played as well, since she's from LA. She's from that area. And every time I hear it, I always have the same thoughts. When I first hear the first thing I feel is like, man, her verse starts really early on this song. She starts singing very early because the music comes in and it's like boom, boom, And the other thing is like, man, this music is so simple. Mm-hmm. It sounds really simple, but it just feels and sounds so good every time I hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I love this track. I find it to be a bit of a departure from kind of a lot of her stuff. I mean, yes and no. And I think you had sent me one of the interviews of her and Finneas kind of talking about this track, and I think they hit the nail on the head. Sometimes what seem like the simplest of songs are the hardest to articulate and put together and make successful. And that's how I feel about this song, because you're right. When you hear it, there's something so familiar about it. And more, I think it's just because I'm getting old, but songs sound really familiar because they're all playing from the same vocabulary. And that doesn't diminish them in any way. It's more, in some ways, it's comfortable because I can get into it a little bit quicker and just be like, oh, this feels real good. This is one of those songs where I think from the jump, you just feel good. One of the examples of this, if you go to YouTube right now and all the YouTube shorts, there is a bazillion just happy people playing this song in the background to really like beautiful life moments. And so that, ironically, given, we could talk about the content of the song, but it's one of those that people are relating to and feeling really good about. And I think, that is just the mark of a huge success, right? If you could be that relatable.
Well, we know that music is all about emotions, right?
Yeah.
And I think she does a really, really good job at being able to put those emotions into words. And I also think it's very hard to talk about her without talking about her brother, Finneas, because I think that the combination of them two, I love the fact that she writes music with her brother. I think that is just so it's just a feel good thing that siblings doing music together, and there's no jealousy. It's just like, man, let's do this. Let's knock this out, and love that.
There was I forget which award show, because there's so many of them and they won so many awards, but this just made me so happy when Finneas got up on stage after she had won some awards, and he's like, there's a lot of BS going on around now about, Finneas is not just Billie Eilish's brother, which he's not. He's very talented and successful just outside of what he does with Billie. But he's like, look, that's all I've ever wanted to be. If I was just Billie Eilish's brother, I'm good. And anytime you see the two of them together, if, just that family dynamic, that creative partnership is so beautiful. I'm so jealous of that, being able to, it's hard to create. It's really hard to create with other people. When you can create with somebody and have it be okay and have it make both of you better, wow, that's such a beautiful gift that most of us never get to experience. So I'm just so happy for them, and it's just so beautiful to watch.
I totally agree with everything you just said. And to kind of go back to what I initially was talking about the musicality of it, on just your layman's listen, just on a regular listen, this song on the surface seems pretty simple. She's not doing anything crazy with her vocals. I mean, it's simple, but like listening to them talk about the creation of the song and how much thought that they put into it. Listen, people, the song, it was written to appear simple, but I think that it was strategic, and there's a complexity that I feel that's real skill to make something look so easy that it's not easy. And the music is one thing. I want to talk about the lyrics a little bit, because to me that's a part that caught my eye. I mean, caught my ears, I would say, is really just something different, because it is such a hit. The music sounds really happy, but the lyrics themselves, I feel, are toxic. These are toxic.
That's a bold move right there, Toby.
It is, man.
Toxic.
It is a bold move, and it's a bold statement. But I mean, if you look at the first lines, hey, I want you to stay. Nothing wrong with that. I want you to stay till I'm in the grave. Okay, hold up. Till I rot away, dead and buried. Till I'm in the casket you carry. Dude, if I didn't know any better, if I just read that, I would think this was a song that's supposed to be on the Beetlejuice song soundtrack.
You just said it twice. Don't say it again, Toby.
I did. I won't. I promise. But to me, and when you listen to their interviews, they did it intentionally. This is strategically toxic. We've all have known people that have felt this way about someone. Hey, some of us listening to this right now have felt this way about somebody else. It wasn't healthy. Short period of time, hopefully. And there you have it. But man, to write like that, to get in that mindset, and for it to not really be about anyone specifically, because She didn't say that she was writing for someone. She said, I just wanted to write about that feeling. She even said, I kind of wish I was feeling this moved by someone, but I'm not.
Well,
So,
she's referred to it as toxic. I think she's even used that word. It's kind of love bomby is the word that she used. And I think what she had said also is when she wrote this album, she wasn't in a great space. And so this was sort of fake it till you make it. She wasn't in her feels of like, whoa, I'm in this amazing relationship. She was just like, well, I guess I should write about this. It reminds me of kind of the darker version. Do you remember that song, If I Die Young? Though the band Perry. It came out a while ago, but it's similar. It's like, similar, but not really. It's not really about a well, all right, doesn't matter. But this feels like a darker version of like anytime you start talking about, hey, when I'm dead in a relationship, you're probably already well into toxic territory.
yeah. But because of the musicality, because it sounds fun and it sounds up and happy, I think you get more listeners listen to it. Because I swear, man, when she was performing after the Olympics, there were so many people that were vibing to this. And as many times I've heard it on the radio, this is super popular. I mean, this is ridiculously popular. So,
which is crazy because when they wrote it, it took them almost a year to finish it, which that's how you know you're like working on a song. And they almost didn't put it on the album. It was one of those.
Yeah.
I think they even referred and said, this is our flop song. This isn't going to go anywhere. So for it to do as well as it did surprised them. And I think despite maybe some of the undertones that get a little weird and creepy, it's such a beautiful song. And if you stay on the other side of the lines, it feels pretty good. Like we just won't read too much into it because on the surface, it's, this is a beautiful love song.
So now I'm glad you said that because I want, after talking to myself about like, man, this is toxic. This is toxic. Wow, I love this toxic song. I wanted an excuse to like this toxic song. And you just mentioned it there that, well, hey, Toby, on the surface, if we don't read too much into it, this is what you get, right? And that's kind of what it's meant for. And she even mentioned that in the video. It was like, look, my perspective of what I'm writing about and I'm not going to tell you what to think about this song. You have your own thoughts. You're grown adults. Think about it as you will. So the interesting thing to me was the video. Yeah. So in watching the video, I got feelings. And like, all right, I know now. Yeah, just looking at the lyrics, it does sound toxic. Blah blah blah. Watching the video, she is alone for the entire video. Mm-hmm. So is she alone with just her thoughts? And as the chair, because she's sitting in a chair in one room and the chair starts to get a little bit off of all four, it doesn't have like a solid place on the ground. Two legs are coming off of the ground and she's leaning back and then someone's pulling her this way, but you can't see the hands that are pulling her. And then she starts floating and she falls onto the ground. Is she getting carried away with emotions?
Oh, look at that. Look at you.
Is that's what I'm like, you're just going with the feeling of this, or you just
that's interesting.
Slightly not balanced? That's what I was getting when I watched it.
So I'm going to go a little bit darker here.
You thought it was Darth Vader in the Force? Is that what you thought? You thought it was a Sith Lord?
Toby, it could have been, right? That's how that stuff works. I don't know if you knew that.
Damn it.
Well, first of all, I want to kind of rewind a little bit because she made this comment. There's, for all listeners, there's a Netflix special with her, on David Letterman's interview show. It's a wonderful episode. You really get a sense of not only her, but Finneas and the family. And it's just a great episode. But she said this, which really surprised me because she likes to direct her own videos. She, back when she recorded that, she was still learning how to do it, and it was really fun. But she said, music for me is nothing without videos. I'd rather not make music than not make videos. So that's how important this visual art form is to her. So there's got to be a ton of meaning in whatever this video is. Now, this one is directed by Aiden Zamiri, who I think did some Charlie XCX stuff as well. But here's the other thing that I think might be going on, Tobe, getting back to that toxic thing. So that proverb, birds of a feather flock together, So the rest of that gets omitted most of the time is until the cat comes. And so if you go to that end of the video and it's just the empty chair. And so I'm like, did the cat come? Is she gone? Is this the whole like I'm not here anymore. You know, you still have to love me. Is this some of that toxicity that comes into play? I know I'm just reading way too much into this, but yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised if there's stuff that we should be picking up on, because really this video just dropped today when we're recording. So I'm sure lots of people will be unpacking it, and maybe she'll even do some sort of explanation of what some of the intent is. But there's something going on, and it's more than just a Sith Lord, is what I'm saying.
I enjoy it. I remember, there's this whole concept of being not necessarily in love with a person, but being in love with the concept of being in love with a person.
Which isn't that most of the time, Toby? Until you find
it's a lot
the right
of the time,
person, right?
Until you find the right person, right? Yeah. Or until you turn 40. One of the two, whatever happens first. Whatever happens first. But, like there's certain lines in here that's like, oh man, like, I get you. I hear you, girl. I hear you. And I don't know. She's like, but if it's forever, it's even better. And I don't know why I'm crying, what I'm crying for. I don't think I could love you more. I was like, I mean, it's just a really simple line, man. It's really, really simple. But if you add that with everything else that she said, it's like, oh my God, the line about if I'm turning blue, don't save me. Good God. I mean, there's so many lines in here. I'm like, listen, unless we're like the people from the
Toby.
Avatar. No, unless we're the people from the Avatar. Look, if I'm blue, come get me. Okay, come get me. Call everybody. 911.
You better be doing some Heimlich things right there.
Man, tell me, please come get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like it. I like the song. Is that crazy to say? That
it's not, because the other thing that she had said in one of her videos was, look, I wrote this and whatever I was writing, but I want you to interpret however you want. That's the end game. And I think most artists, I mean, that's how we want people to feel is, I'm writing something with an intention and a purpose, and certainly it means something to me at the time, or maybe I'm just telling a good story or whatever. But the beauty of art or music specifically is it's so open to interpretation. So go love it. Toby, I'm giving you full dispensation. Love this song. Just ignore whatever undercurrent of weirdness might be going on and just be happy. It's okay, Tobe. I support this.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I needed that.
I got you.
So if you watched that movie, Her, right?
I have not. I'm not. That one did not. That just the concept freaked me out. So I was like, no, I'm good.
Really, it's an interesting story. It's an interesting story. Scarlett Johansson, she's in it. I remember watching it and just people's definition of what love is, right? And for it, and just hear me on this, the movie does have its disturbing parts. That is for sure. It's got its disturbing parts.
I mean, it's Joaquin Phoenix, right? Isn't that all he does is disturbing movies?
We're talking about the Joker, right?
Yeah.
The weird relative on the signs, right? So I mean, it's like it goes on and on. This dude's historically plays weird roles.
Gladiator,
creepy dude,
yeah,
the dude that you want to be on your side, right? Like, please be on my side. But the interesting thing about all of that is, in all the weirdness, there's still a little layer of beauty, in that movie, just like what love could really, really be. Granted, it was just with the concept of something that's not there. And I think that in this song, I think that's what she's doing as well. It's just like, hey, if this is how you feel, maybe this song just expresses emotion for like 5 minutes of how somebody felt. Like for whatever reason, 5 minutes, I felt this way, locked in, and this is how I felt.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about other songs too. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of toxic songs out there that we love. There are a lot of popular toxic songs out there.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
You got some for me, Tobe?
I do. I'm so glad that you asked. Now, this was a song, I was started off with a song that I did not think was toxic until someone else was like, no more of that song. I'm like, really? Like, and then they had to change the lyrics because it's a holiday song. The song is called "It's Cold Outside."
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's cold outside. Yeah. That song right there, I'm like, what are you talking about? That song is great. There's nothing wrong with that song. But then after further inspection, seeing it through, being open to see it through other people's lenses, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Right.
I'm gonna be on the right side of history on this one. Yeah. Change the lyrics. Another song is Kill Bill by SZA.
Oh,
It's a recent song.
Oh, yeah.
Love that song.
It's a great song.
I love it. It's a fantastic song. Toxic as a hell. I might kill my ex.
Yeah.
I know there had to be a bunch of women, right? Or men for that matter, all singing the same thing. Like, you know what? I could just off this dude and be all right. What's wrong with it?
Right.
SZA said it.
It's right. If she can do it. Well, I think along the lines of Baby, It's Cold Out, Blurred Lines. Come on. How did that song get released? Everybody started calling it the date rape song. So that's when you know you've done really, really bad things. And, lawsuits kind of followed up with that. But to me, the quintessential toxic song is The Police, Every Breath You Take, which somehow people are like, this is an amazing love song. And I'm like, have you listened to the lyrics? This dude is a weirdo, crazy stalker. Like, there's nothing lovely and beautiful going on here. It is flat out disturbing. So I feel like if people can kind of pretend that song's okay, we can absolutely get 100% behind Birds of a Feather and enjoy this track.
So true. Let me give you two more toxic songs.
Oh, you got more? Yeah, lay it on.
So one song was actually made into a McDonald's jingle, Mac the Knife. If you remember back in the day.
You're going old school.
Mac the Knife tells a story of the fictional English highwayman, right? And his killings.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not good, but very popular song. And a lot more recent, song called Suicidal by Sean Kingston. That is another song where Sean on the surface, hey, he's saying, hey, such a beautiful girl, blah, 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 blah. If she left me, I would be suicidal. I always had an issue with that. I'm like, we don't need that. We don't need that now. I hear you. She's beautiful. Let's just stick with that.
Yeah,
let's just stick with that.
Full stop. We don't need to get crazy about it. This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
The holidays are in full swing, and Abercrombie Kids has everything on their wish list. Check it all off during their Get Gifting sale. Start with festive outfits like sweaters and dresses for holiday parties. Then finish up with cozy sweatshirts and sweatpants made to mix and match all winter and beyond. Get gifting with Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
So I want to talk a little bit about going back to Finneas, her brother, and how they make music. Here's something that just floored me. They were talking about how in one of her vocal tracks, they'll have 87 different takes that are smushed into one track. Like, we all, vocalists will comp tracks. Everybody comps tracks, right? We've got 4 or 5 different takes that will kind of, this is really good here. In fact, guitarists has been doing that forever, where they'll just play a solo 3 or 4 times, and then they'll just take the bits and pieces, from that, whatever came off the cuff. Oh, that was really neat. Let's just slide it. Let's cut and splice and add it in. That's way different, Toby, than 87. That's like we're getting down to every breath and syllable in a track. And that attention to detail is mind-boggling to me.
Agreed. She has a fantastic ear, man. She has a fantastic ear. And that was one thing that I would say, like, the making of this song really, the video about the making of the song and the writing really gave me a different perspective on her. Like, I already respected her as an artist. She can really sing. I mean, she can
really
sing.
sing.
And some of her songs don't always highlight how good she is vocally. But I think it takes even more skill to sing a song straight sometimes and just do like the little subtle things just to show you control.
Yeah.
And like this song right here is the way she sings is really soft, almost like it's like a breath, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very, very pretty. It's very, very light. And it can seem lazy, not lazy, but just like there's not like a lot of effort,
Right.
But effortlessly, right? But there's a lot of effort to sing that soft and maintain control, hit all the notes that she wants. She's very meticulous about the notes that she wanted to hit. I love that.
On the flip side of that effort is she had said that at the end of the song, if we had any wonders about whether there's some underlying toxicity, the end of the song where she's singing the word die, she said that's the highest note she's ever sang, and she really had to push herself. And obviously, she came up and she was so big when she was so young, and she said, when I would record, when I would tour, I never had any vocal training. I never had any warm-ups. I didn't really work on that because, she was like 14. Why would she? And as she has come to learn how to do that and embrace that, she's obviously improved her voice and her control to what you were talking about. And so she was able to kind of push that. And I love that process because I think musicians can relate to this. She said, I just went into a dark room by myself and just got at it until it happened. And I think that's when you're taking those risks, it's really difficult to do those in front of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she and Finneas have built a safety around each other. In fact, Finneas was saying that he's like, I'm really, really sensitive, but she can criticize me or make suggestions and I'm okay with it. But there's still those times you're like, you know what? I don't feel okay doing this in front of another human because I just want to go off and see if I can pull it off before I even unveil it.
Yeah. I mean, these are, for those of us that have been involved with bands or have those of us who've recorded, like with a recording engineer and recorded music and all that. And this is the kind of vulnerability or strength you actually need to have to be able to be that vulnerable, because it's a lot.
I have a question for you, Toby, because you're doing a lot of vocal tracks right now for stuff we're working on. Mm-hmm. There's people in your house, plus there's a couple of dogs, right? So any one of them could come in at any time, knock on your door and be like, Toby, what are you doing up here? Like that was real bad.
Sure.
Do you ever get sensitive about that? Do you worry about that vulnerability with other people hearing stuff that you haven't even tried yet?
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. I do a lot of demo work, I would say, in my house. So I would do the demo track first, just get it down, just to get it some semblance of what it's going to be. And then I'll put it in my car and then over the week, just sing it over and over and over again until I get it right. Because I feel when you have a house that's got people and 2 dogs, one named Onyx, aka Crazy.
Crazy.
Your times of peace and good recording are going to be limited. But yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, even now, the times I'll sing just around the house they're limited. It just doesn't happen as much. But that is the only way that you're going to get better, though. So I try to fight back on that. You got to get, that's the only way you're going to do it.
Obviously, Billie, huge. ginormous. In fact, I was shocked, because Spotify has all the monthly listeners listed, right? She's got over 104 million listeners every single month. And I was like, what? But then it said she was number 2. And I was like, what? Who's number 1? Like, what is happening there? And I was like,
who is number 1?
It's got to be Taylor, right? And I looked it up, and Taylor's number 5. So I don't think you're going to guess number 1, but I'll give you a hint. It's somebody that we have recently done. Well, in this season, we have done an episode on.
It's not Sabrina, is it?
It's not Sabrina. She's number 7, actually, right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
The Weeknd is number 1. He's like over 109 every month. So again, it's so crazy because, again, in the previous episode, I was like, I don't know, The Weeknd must be a big star, but clearly I am completely out of touch with what the world is listening to on a regular basis.
That's impressive.
It's super impressive. I'm just going to read the top 5. So The Weeknd's 1, Billie's number 2, Bruno Mars is number 3, which is crazy to me because he hasn't really released an album in 8 years. I know he just did that one, would Die for another Die song or something with Lady Gaga, who is number 4.
Another Die song.
Another Die song. Yeah. Taylor's number 5. So, the top 5 is not really surprising, but it kind of is.
Sure.
And I'm going to throw one more at you, which is Queen is in the top 50 still. Queen is number 43.
For Queen still to be relevant on the charts is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But I think with a lot of those artists that you talk about, I think to be that good, to get anywhere over 50 million listeners in Spotify monthly, you're doing something right. You're an icon. You're iconic in one way, shape, or form. You've got to be iconic, right? And it's a mix of talent, great songwriting, great vocal talent, and also style and market. So all those people you just mentioned, like The Weeknd is just like, the dude is just like all drip to me. I mean, he's just like straight drip. Billie Eilish to me is straight drip. Like her outfits are very. It's different. It's different. There's no mistaking her for someone else. Nope. That's exactly. Billie,
and vocally too. I think, yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, all the people that you just mentioned, all of their vocals are very distinct. You know who Bruno is. You know Taylor. Yeah. And I think you definitely know Billie. Like she starts singing, yeah, that's Billie. Yeah, there's no question about it. So I think it's fantastic.
She was talking about her influences, and she said, I grew up on hip hop. I grew up listening to the Beatles and Green Day and My Chemical Romance and Sinatra and Peggy Lee. And then she dropped a name, Julie London. And I was like, I don't know who Julie London is. And so I Googled it, and I started listening to some of her tracks, and I was like, like, if you want an old school version of Billie Eilish, it's Julie London.
Really?
It's similar to that breathy kind of, I believe they called them back in the day like torch singers, because it was like we're kind of holding the torch for our lost love or those kind of things. And so now I haven't done a deep dive, but I'm like, I'm going to have to go back and listen to some Julie London and it's just interesting how you see that list of the influences and they're so diverse. And I feel like her music it's not like anybody else. And I think that's when you start
distinct.
It's distinct. There it is. There's the word.
Yeah. The crazy thing is Billie Eilish was born in 2001 and Julie London died in 2000.
So are you saying she stole her soul? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's October, basically. So we're moving into spooky
season. Yeah.
Spooky season. I think with her style, all of that really helps just create like this wonderful package that we know Billie to be right now. It's so popular. Back in 2022, an artist by the name of Armani White made a song called Billie Eilish. I mean, so we're talking, he didn't make a song called Madonna. He didn't make a song called Rihanna, right? Or Beyonce. He made a song called Billie Eilish. And, this song, fantastic song, right? Very, very popular. This dude used the sample from Nori's track from 2002 called Nothing. The original song was produced by Pharrell. There was like this period I would say 2022 there was a couple of songs where cats were borrowing samples that were used by other hip hoppers and making current songs, which was fine. It was fantastic. But Armani White's song, Billie Eilish, I'm like, man, how popular or influential do you have to be for someone to make a song with your name on? That is ridiculous. That's great. That's fantastic.
I mean, on my next album, which is going to be real big in Japan, I have a song called Toby Dwight. So it's not your full name, but
oh my God.
But I know who it's
Here
about.
We go.
All right. So here's what I think is interesting. You watch interviews with her and with Finneas and with the family, and they just really seem, I mean, these are humans that I would love to just hang out with and just literally they just seem fantastic. And oftentimes you hit fame at such a young age and really bad things happen. And she has managed, by all accounts, to keep all of that in check. And she said things like, I feel like I'm pretending to be a celebrity sometimes. I managed to pretend that I was a celebrity for so long that eventually I became one. And, she said that it's super weird to grow up on camera. And she's spoken to this idea of imposter syndrome, which we all experience. And yet, her ability, is that what you said? Her ability? Go ahead. Am I slurring words?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, Toby. Okay. Her Billie.
Her ability.
I'm glad you are cracking yourself up. I'm just gonna give a moment for Toby laughter, because this is.
That was good.
Nobody laughs at a Toby joke like Toby.
Oh man. No. Toby's undefeated in that category. I tell you what. Undefeated. All right. Her ability. Go ahead. You were you saying?
Hold on. I need a minute. I got to compose myself. I don't even know what I was going to say. I think
you're talking about fame.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome.
It seems to me what she's channeled that into is really staying true to herself and being accessible to her fans, not only like literally when she's touring and all of that, but in what she's writing and how she's just approaching her craft. She still feels very accessible. She doesn't feel like she's been trapped by all the trappings of fame and fortune and all of that, celebrity. It seems like she hasn't really changed a ton from when it was just her and Finneas, working on Ocean Eyes at 14 and being excited because they got 1,000 downloads on SoundCloud. To me, that is such an amazing feat. I don't know how that happened, but I'm just so grateful we still have, it's kudos to her parents, it's kudos to everybody around her, and maybe it's a huge help to have, your sibling there along the way, kind of just alongside you for that journey. But I just think that is such an amazing and beautiful thing.
Agreed. And I was thinking about that too. It's like even in her interviews, like I think there's a certain level, a lot of these guys are practiced before they get in front of the camera and they're supposed to look real and look accessible. But she gives me that impression that she actually, what you see on camera is what you get. She seems very down to earth and which is wonderful. It makes you appreciate her music even more. But I do think that having your family pretty involved, especially like your brother there, who was also experienced in music, kind of knew what to look out for. To me, she writes what she wants to write. The record company, I don't think, has too much say about what her titles of her songs are going to be and whatnot. I mean, we're talking about an album entitled "When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?" I mean, this ain't your regular pop album type of title. This, to me, almost sounds like a poetry book title.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. And so she just she's not to be contained or put in a box or have all these different restraints put on her. And I love it. And I think it's great, especially for young people, man, especially for young people. I think when we think freely when we're young, and we put these restraints on ourselves because of society and whatnot, and we don't realize that freedom again until we get older. And we're like, screw it, dude. I'm just going to do me. I'm going to say what I want. Think how I want to think. All this to say this: I remember when LeBron James came into the league, And there were it was basically like the changing of the guard, right? At that time, there was a certain generation of players that was getting ready to leave. I mean, Jordan had come back for a couple of years, and he's, basically left. But you had a whole group of fantastic ball players. We had watched them in college, not LeBron, but we'd watched, Carmelo. We had watched, all of these big talents in college, made it to the pros, and now they're the guys. They're the franchise players. And I remember one of the commentators saying, "Hey, man, the league's in good hands." We fast forward 20 years, right?
Yep.
And LeBron's on his way out. And a lot of these other players I just mentioned that came in with him, a lot of the cats have left.
Is Bronny the next face of the NBA?
No, I didn't say that. Stop it. No disrespect to Bronny. Stop it. But now with people like
Wembanyama,
Victor, right. That whole this class is looking pretty stout. They're looking pretty stout. I mean, I feel again that we can say, hey, the league is in good hands. They're going to be fine, And I feel so. I'm saying that because when I look at young talent like Billie Eilish and some of these other young stars that are coming up, Sabrina's 25 years old. Billie Eilish is, young. She's under 25 years old. I'm like, man, music is in good hands right now. We have to continue to foster and protect these artists so that the next generation, that there will be a next generation of young stars that come up that can do music their way. That's my main thing. Hey, you don't got to like it, but we don't all have to like it. But at the same point, it should come out the way the artist wants it to come out.
Yeah.
As close to the dream as possible, if that makes sense.
It does. And I think you hit on something really interesting and important there, is that idea of how do we protect these young artists. And interesting, I was apparently Bieber back in 2020 had made a comment about Billie and said, hey, I want her, very heartfelt, I want to protect her. I want her to be, essentially, it seemed like he was saying, I don't want her to experience some of the same awfulness and, all the things that I went through. And I think, first of all, in some ways, this is the benefit of having access to media in all the ways, and history is instantly at our fingertips and all of that. I feel like more and more young artists are less inclined to fall into some of the trappings because, look, it's a known history, sex, drugs, rock and roll is a thing. And a lot of them are like, it's never ended well. And so I'm not going to make those choices. And I do think it's really nice to see other artists stepping up and saying, hey, I want to make sure that you have a good experience in this industry because it's a really rough industry. It'll chew you up and spit you out. And so I think that protection mechanism hopefully allows a lot of these artists to stick around for the long haul in a really healthy way.
They have that saying, right? It ends with us, right? Or there's also the saying it starts with us, right? So I think they're both true. I think it starts with us as far as like, hey, that whole cycle of abusive behavior, whether it's self-abuse or other people abusing these artists, that needs to stop. We don't need that. It's totally, completely unnecessary. It's unhealthy. It's just not good for the music or for the artist. It's not good. We don't need it.
Yeah.
So I totally agree. Totally agree with that. And like I said, it's just so much. If you think about like the cost of living life in that way, right? Living life reckless.
Yeah.
Just look at how much work that this young lady has done. 9 Grammys at her young age. Man, it just makes me, it makes me sad for artists like Amy Winehouse. It's like, man, my God, if she felt like she had that kind of, and I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but I can't help but to think like, man, just a little more support, a better environment. If we could have fostered that, my God, how much more music could we've gotten? Could we receive? And how many more years of life?
Yeah.
So all that's to say, Billie's seemingly doing the right thing. I am always curious to see what she writes about next. I think Taylor is the same way. I think Sabrina is the same way. I'm always curious. And music is truly timeless, right? Here we are, a bunch of old guys listening to these young people half our age, and they're it's just good. It's just good music, dude.
Just good music.
It's just good writing.
That's it right there. And it's relatable no matter who you are. Well, you know what else starts and ends with us, Tobe?
What's that?
Riffs on Riffs podcast.
Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy.
So I guess it is that time. We should probably get up on out of here. Any last thoughts on Billie other than she's pretty awesome and keep doing what you're doing?
No, I think you said it. I think you said it all. I think, music's in good hands. What I said before. I think music's in good hands. So
I like that.
That's that.
All right. Well, can you tell everybody how to find us on the socials and hit us with the dismount?
That's right. We are at Riffs on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, just the name of the podcast, Riffs on Riffs. Check us out when you can. We appreciate you. And please, please, please leave a review. It really, really helps. Please leave a review. Thank you.
All right. Till next time, keep listening.
Huzzah. Peace.